For some analysis on this, I'm now joined by leadership expert, Professor Mazwe Majola. Professor Majola, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Jacob Zuma, you might have heard in that address, draws parallels to European countries that are ruled by monarchs. In drawing this parallel, who is he appealing to, do you think?
Good afternoon, Hugo. Thank you very much, my brother. Look, just even before I answer that question, I think we need to commend MK for the rally yesterday. Obviously, really, there are so many political parties who are struggling to fill up a stadium like Orlando Stadium. Here is a party that is just only 5 months old. And they showed to the country that they are forced to be reckoned with. So really, in that way, you can see that they mean business, and kudos to them. Now, with regard to the president of the MK party, Jacob Zuma, in terms of who was addressing yesterday, that's a very million-dollar question, Hugo. And that's a very important question, because I feel that President Zuma really missed a golden opportunity yesterday as a leader and the president of MK. He missed a golden opportunity to take the nation into its confidence, to answer the big why, you know, because many people are asking, why MK party? Why now? I mean, why really so many people who desert and leave ANC and follow Zuma and launch this party? So, I mean, there was no why there yesterday. He tried, obviously, to speak, as we are speaking about the role and power of traditional leaders, the importance thereof, that we need to go back to that system, comparing it with some countries in the Western areas that they still have royalty. There they've got prime ministers, they don't have presidents. That when MK party takes over, they will be pushing for that. So you can see that he's appealing to his immediate supporters and sympathizers, but also is trying to lure even the people outside, people who may have not joined the MK party, who may see and say, wow, yeah, especially the traditionists, those who are in villages and rural areas, those who would say that, yeah, man, here's the party that is speaking about the role and the powers of traditional leaders. So maybe we can vote for this party.
Professor Majola, you ask about the why. And my question to you is, how important is the why? And the reason I address is because we've listened to many manifestos that are devoid of the why. We've listened to many pitches by many political parties and politicians that don't answer the questions that people have about jobs, or even give practical solutions to some of the challenges around service delivery. So when Jacob Zuma, who was recently incarcerated, who's facing numerous allegations of corruption, is able to fill up the Orlando Stadium and draw all these people, it begs the question, how important is the why versus the popularity of the specific individual or the political party?
And that's $1 million question, Hugo, because he couldn't articulate the why, you know, in terms of, is MKP an alternative to ANC? All these people, right? Let's leave ANC now and vote for this one. So you can see that he himself is struggling to articulate that big why. So it's more about popularity. It's more about anger and hatred and frustration towards not only just ANC, but the Ramaphosa, because he did even mention that yesterday. He did refer to that many people underestimated the level of anger and frustration and bitterness that we had about the ANC. When the MK party started, people, they thought that, no, it's just a wind that is just blowing, that will stop anytime. So you can see that really it's more about an anger party, a party that is angry and frustrated and want to make a point to a certain individual by the name of Cyril Ramaphosa, because that is why even themselves, they call it the ANC of Ramaphosa, you know. So you wonder if Ramaphosa was not a leader, or maybe the ANC was not led by a person like Ramaphosa, would we have an MK party today?
Professor Majola, if my memory serves me correctly, the ANC Secretary General, Fikile Mbalula, said at some point in the last few days that they do not fear the MK party, nor do they fear Jacob Zuma. Now, when Jacob Zuma and the MK party have a rally in KZN, there is an expectation that because this is a stronghold, stadiums and other areas where they will have rallies will be filled to the brim. But it changes the conversation, does it not, when he comes to Gauteng, which is not supposed to be his stronghold, and is able to fill up a stadium?
So I respect the Secretary General of ANC. Obviously, he's a politician. He's a leader. He wouldn't go out there and say, look, we are so scared of this person. He would have said that we don't fear this person. And it was in his right to say that we don't fear him. But of course, they must definitely respect him because he has exhibited these muscles and this power, as we're putting correctly, because people have been saying that, no, it's just a KZN party. But I'm sure they were very strategical to say, let's not do it, this rally in KZN, but let's go to Soweto so that we can show people that even in Gauteng, we can fill up the stadium. So it just shows that really there's so many people who are following Jacob Zuma and who are following MK party, and the ANC must respect it. And they've shown that really, they've shown some panic button there within the ANC, some panic mode when they've unleashed their veterans and their stalwarts, Yombekis, Mutlantes, Pumzile Mlambos, Titi Mabuzas, etc., to go and campaign. Whether they like it or not, it's true. I mean, that has, I mean, as a result of the MK party, and then they wanted to put more power to say, look, we need as much power as possible to go out there and just campaign for us. So it shows that they did have some, or they do have some panic mode. So definitely Zuma, it's a very popular leader or populist, and it's a force to be reckoned with. And you can see that MK is going to hurt ANC badly, whether ANC like it or not. But definitely they are going to feel it in KZN and in Gauteng. Many people who would have voted for ANC, they will go for MK party.